How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a review for Black Panther #1 by Eve Ewing. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so I haven't read Black Panther since the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda with like Emperor Killmonger. I really enjoyed that storyline, but ever since I kind of just jumped off of it. Maybe I needed a little Black Panther break, but with the #1 coming out, I was like, I figured I'd jump on it. It feels like a good jump on point to get on. The creative team on this is being written by Eve L. Ewing. Chris Allen is the penciler. Chris Allen and Craig Young are the inkers, and then Jesus Aburtov is the color artist. So in this issue, we start off with Black Panther is not king. So apparently what happened throughout the last run is that the monarchy of Wakanda was replaced by a democracy or something that resembled democracy. And then I believe T'Challa was exiled. So in this issue, we find him at one of the furthest cities from, one of the furthest cities from the actual capital where he was initially based out of. And we find him just kind of being more like street level, more like Daredevil, Batman on the streets of Wakanda. Now, I really like this idea because we've seen this before. And you guys know that when it comes to DC, I like the Aquaman stuff too. And I like Aquaman for the same reasons I like Black Panther, is that they are monarchs. They are hero kings, right? They don't necessarily have a secret identity, so they have responsibilities to their family, to their kingdom, and also to humanity. And a lot of times those ideals or those responsibilities clash with each other. So I feel like that makes an interesting story. Plus they both have like two badass villains, right? And so we've seen that happen with Aquaman, where he was exiled and he was in the slums in the storyline called Underworld and Rebirth, and I really enjoyed that. And then towards the end of that Aquaman run, they kind of dissolved Atlantis into a democracy. Why am I telling you guys this? Because this book is going where I was hoping that book was gonna go. After that, they canceled Aquaman and really they tried to replace him. It didn't work. But this was a direction that I was hoping that they would take that Aquaman, where they take it to a street level. I feel like Wakanda, as well as Atlantis, is such a beautiful kingdom, and it's something I would love to know, right? Like, we know Gotham City. We know like all these landmarks of Gotham City, like the area, like we could get a map out of that. But Wakanda, for the most part, a lot of times we see it more on a macro level. And here we see it more on street level, like what Batman or Daredevil would see. And I think that this sets up for a little bit more of a down-to-earth, a more grounded story, where we are going to get to meet some very interesting characters. I think it lends itself to that, to where we can meet some people down on the streets who are interesting and they're just trying to live life in Wakanda. Now, one thing I do like about this is that the city that he lives in is named after his father, T'Chaka. And I would say it's kind of like the Detroit of Wakanda. It's like something that's probably a city that's probably been seen better days. And it's kind of in a way of despair. And I kind of like this as opposed to the idea of Wakanda being a utopia. Because if Wakanda's a utopia, there's really no reason for us to tell any stories coming out of it. Like, that would be so boring. But here, I really enjoy it. And I really enjoy the art by Chris Allen. We see a lot of landscape shots of the city. We see a lot of people walking through the streets. And I really like it because they also add like a little bit of an African flavor to the city. So it doesn't look like Gotham City. It doesn't look like Metropolis. It doesn't look like New York. It has its own little spice to it, like its own little feel, whether it's like textures, the colors, you see like the African patterns on buildings and stuff like that. And I really enjoy that. I really like that feel. Like, I feel like I'm going into the city. And so this is a pretty good storytelling. It gets a little wordy sometimes, but I think it's doing a lot of exposition to set it up, to let us know what happened before and where we're going next. So pretty much we see T'Challa is kind of trying to make that connection back with the people. Like, he's trying to connect with the common people. He feels like his crown has always separated from him from the, and it's kind of like touching base back with your roots. And he crosses paths with a Niobe Umaru, right, who is kind of a lawyer guy, but he's kind of like down in the streets. And T'Challa notices him because of the deeds that he's doing for other people. Like, he does some good deeds. He tries to help out people. However, there's like some organized crime going on, you know, the whole extortion going on of small businesses, and it just seems to be a way of life here. So we have a conversation pretty much of between T'Chaka and the young lawyer, and it's pretty much more exposition of what's happened, and then it's kind of a setup to where we're gonna go. And we see a appearance of a character that I've never seen before. So I am assuming that this is going to be a first appearance for that character. The character kind of seems to be morally ambiguous. So we might be seeing maybe like a Catwoman or an Elektra type prototype character. So we'll see where that goes. Towards the end, we start seeing some organized crime, and we are seeing Deathlock, who I believe we've seen before. So pretty much just a setup, kind of letting you know what happened before, what's going on, what the feel of the city is, where T'Chaka is mentally at, or where T'Challa is at mentally, and so who are some of the players. What is his connection going to be to this city, which is going to be the young lawyer. So I'm interested in seeing where Ewing takes this. I also want to read you guys like a little letter that she wrote to the readers at the end. I'm not sure, like, I don't read a whole lot of Marvel books, but I know I don't really see it on DC books, and I feel like this is an awesome way to connect with your readers and let them know what to expect out of your run that you're going to be doing. I feel like I think that's something that's kind of missing from comic books. I think it's something that Stan Lee really excelled at, and that was connecting with the readers. So I'm going to read you guys a paragraph. It says, "When I start any story as a comics creator, I put on my hat as a fan and as a reader, and I ask, what is it that I've always wanted to see, know, or understand about this character? I've always wanted to see more of Wakanda and its people. After all, do we really know a nation if we only know its royals and its capital city?" That's another question T'Challa is asking himself, and the answer would seem, not so much. I am excited to show you the down-to-earth city of Berlin, T'Chaka, and lots of cool new stuff, while also celebrating the core of this legacy character we all know and love. I am standing on the shoulders of many giants who have put touches on the Black Panther and hoping to do them proud, and do the character proud, as well as countless fans he has around the globe. All right. So I really appreciate this letter from Ewing, who is letting us know what her mindset is going into and everything, because I feel like this is kind of a contract between the writer and the reader, right? Saying, hey, this is what I'm going to do. This is the guidelines that I'm going to do. So this is what you can expect from me as going forward too. And I kind of like it. I like the fact that, you know, she's tipping her hats to the people who have come before her, and that she hopes to add to this, and not only add to it, but explore the character and the world as she would have as a character. And I really appreciate that, because here on YouTube, it's a lot of things that I try to do. I try to make videos that I want to see that are not out there. So yeah, man, that's it for the review for Black Panther. Hopefully that wasn't too long. You guys let me know if you guys are reading this, if you're going to be picking it up, and if you have read it, let me know on what your thoughts on it are, and I'll see you guys next week. All right, peace.